members and guests. Thanks for being here. Today's Los Gatos Toastmasters open house. So really excited for everyone to join, and as well on YouTube. So thank you for joining. It's meeting number 439. I've been with Toastmasters for over a year now and have been truly grateful for my experience so far. I would like to share a success story. When I joined in beginning of January 2023, last year, I came and I spoke with Chris and I said, you know, I had a meeting at work and I had 20 minutes to talk, but I was so nervous that I went through the presentation in 10 minutes. And I'm like, how do I slow myself down? And since then, you know, I've got a lot of tips from Toastmasters, the members. And today I had a presentation with a team of about 15 people outside my team. And the presentation went on for 50 minutes and it was a great conversation. So really, really grateful to Toastmasters and the group here, and I hope everyone here enjoys the meeting today. So thank you for joining. And with that, I'll like to introduce our president, Maria.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests online, probably a lot today. Before starting the meeting, I would like to give thanks to everybody who made this meeting possible, technically, organizing the meeting, administrative stuff. Thank you guys. It's great that we can do this meeting, and it's the first open house of 2024. Hey. And before going to the meeting, I would like to say that something about Toastmasters Pathways. It's a educational system of Toastmasters that gives structure, accountability, and measurement for your goal in Toastmasters journey. And today I would like to congratulate those members who completed their levels, and it's Chris, Ria, and JP, who is not here but still. And Chris completed level 3 on his second pathways effective coaching, and Ria just completed level 2 on her pathway presentation mastery, and JP completed level 2 of his pathways leadership development. And guys, if you don't mind, could you please share your experience on pathways with us and our viewers? Just a couple of words. I have 2 questions just to help you.
Sure, of course.
Why did you choose the pathway that you chose?
Okay, question 1.
Question 1.
Okay, so I work in the financial services industry, financial advisor, financial planner. I led a team in Los Gatos, and that's what prompted me to become a Toastmaster, because I kind of seized up one time when I was trying to open up an event for clients, and I found it quite embarrassing, so I want to get better at this. The reasons why I love Toastmasters so much and I chose that pathway is because I wasn't a coach. I don't know how effective I was. I think I was effective enough, but I wanted to become more effective. And I started with presentation mastery, and then I went on to effective coaching. Now, Pathways is a 5-level course work, and each level has 3 different projects you do in it. So you may come to a Toastmasters meeting and say, what do I do next? How do I start? What's my next goal to attain? Well, it's your pathway, and we encourage you to try to at least do 1 pathway with Toastmasters. And if you want to stick around, you can do all 11 of them. Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Chirag.
I wanted to ask Ria for her.
Oh, I was so excited to ask Chirag for more. Sit down, Chirag. Sit down, Chirag. Ria, come on up here. Ria. So excited. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So Ria, thank you. Congratulations to you, and could you share why you chose the pathway you chose of communication mastery? Or presentation mastery, sorry.
Thank you, Maria. I wanted to share is why I chose that I've been to Toastmaster in another club. I choose that pathway for mastery of the public speaking because I'm the life coach and also do a lot of the speaking and the coaching. I want to be more clear on what I speak, what I deliver. And I come to here, I got so much encouraged with Chris, Tom, and Stretch, all of the people here made me to think about, okay, I need to work more than to really study how is the pathway. Also got inspired by you to take that presentation so I become worse education. Push myself to move forward, give myself a little bit of pressure, not too much. So that's the one I'm choosing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Do you have
Yes.
Do you have any piece of advice for us newbies? I'm very new on Pathways, just on level 1. Do you have something to say to?
Especially myself.
Oh yeah.
For the new members, I really highly recommend that you take the pathway because that can help you more focus what you do, more clear the step by step. Because when before I come here, I didn't take a pathway. I just have in my mind that, oh, I want to be increase my public speaking skill. But in the pathway, they have very detail of how do you increase. That give you a lot of tips. So that's why if you take that pathway, will be more than just in your head. Is you can have more clear how to do step by step to get where you want to be.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. JP is not here, but congratulations. And Chirac, I give you the.
I'm gonna be the Toastmaster.
Okay, yeah. It's separate, yeah.
Oh.
We're just switching places tonight.
Yeah, because you asked Chirac, come here.
I love
so-
this jacket you have too.
Yeah.
Beautiful colors. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Thank you, Madam President. Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Giannetti. I've been a Toastmaster since 2019, and I recently found out that my grandfather was also a Toastmaster when we were going through some of his old pictures. So back in the day, you looked kind of buttoned up like this with a nice tie on. I think Toastmasters are a little bit more relaxed, but just to give you some scope on the history, Toastmasters has been around for now over a century. The first official meeting was in 1924, kicked off by our founding member, Dr. Ralph C. Smedley. He was an educator in the Midwest, and he saw a great opportunity to help people that were in the communities to organize, to learn how to be better speakers, more confident leaders, and to really kind of be more involved in their communities. So those are the roots of our organization. Our headquarters is now in Colorado, but we jumped around to Pasadena to Colorado. And now we have over 270,000 members across the globe. We're in over 148 countries, and there's over 14,700 clubs. So it's pretty amazing. You have your community clubs like this with folks in all occupations and walks of life, and you also have the clubs that are the corporate clubs, the big companies and the small companies, and everything in between. So we all have this fear or desire to be better as speakers, be more confident, get rid of the jitters, and to be more at ease, because we all have interesting stories and experiences to share. So that's what we're going to show you all here tonight. We have live members. We also, for our very first time, are testing technology, and we're streaming this live on our YouTube channel. So that's excellent, because then we can also record it on YouTube and trim it, and we're trying to open it up. It's all about scale. How can we show Los Gatos? How can we show Montecito, Saratoga, all the surrounding areas, what we do here nightly? They may have been thinking about it for years and years, but tonight they can be comfortable in their home. They don't have to participate if they don't want to. There's a way to chat in the YouTube interface, but they can see what a Toastmaster meeting is all about. Okay, so our Toastmaster meetings are pretty consistent. We try to keep them within an hour, but sometimes we go an hour and 15 minutes depending on what's going on there. We have an agenda, and I think Chirag will be bringing up our agenda right now. For those of us that are here in person, you have a paper copy in front of you. For those of us that are online, Chirag will be sharing that right now for you to see. So we have an opening remarks with our president, Maria. Thank you for doing that. Chirag kicked us off as our sergeant of arms. I'm actually an officer. It's a VP of membership. We have our VP of education here. It does take a small group of individuals to come together and to keep this as a cohesive experience, one worth everyone's time. And we know that we're fortunate that we get a lot of people reaching out every single week saying, I've been thinking about this and now I'm ready to show up. We do have a new guest here tonight. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'd love to have you come up real quick and just tell us how you heard about our organization and why you wanted to join us tonight. You didn't know it was open house, but that's okay. So come on up here, please. And your name one more time. Anna Rose. All right. Yes, nice to meet you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Anna Rose Monroe, and I live here in Los Gatos. I'm a portrait and personal branding photographer, and so I do some speaking for people around personal branding and developing out their brand. So one of the things I wanted to do is really improve my ability to speak in front of people and connect with people so that I can have more opportunities to move my business forward. So, and I like the community and meeting with people.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, Rose, thank you. Thank you for being up here. I appreciate that. Great presence, you know, but it's just like we were talking about pathways. It's like a gym membership. You can sign up and you can kind of go in there and wander around, or you can have a pathway. You can have a coach tell you this is what you should do first, and then after that, and then you can build on that. And that's kind of what I was thinking about when I thought about pathways, and just think about being here in general. We don't have to practice. We can just wing it, but when we practice, we figure out the art as a muscle memory, so to speak, and then also the science and the mechanics of the hand gestures and the eye contact and the presence, right? We learn little things because it's not a black box. We're able to have feedback from other people around us that care about us and our performance, and they can give us honest feedback. You're doing this great, do this differently to elevate it even more. That's what we're here to do. All right, well, let's get started. So we have two speeches. Our first speaker is Tom Bartese. He may look surprised like he's not doing a speech tonight. That's his MO, but he's doing one called Becoming Clark Kent. Shirt off. So I can't wait. You're always an inspiration. You make us laugh. You inspire us. Thank you for being a good sport and presenting that again. And Toastmasters, you can also have a speech that you go to over and over and over again. It's like your pocket speech, right? It doesn't always have to be new. And the more you do it for a business, I know Ray has a real estate business, so he's probably talking to large audiences, getting out there, educating people, right? You're gonna have the things that you wanna bring up consistently, right? And the more you talk about it, the better you're gonna get. Okay, and our second speaker is Rhea, Purification of the Mind. I think we all need a little bit of that, so thank you for sharing that valuable knowledge with us. Table Topics by Dan Wen. Dan Wen is not here this evening, so we will have to improvise a little bit. We'll think on the fly, but Table Topics, for those watching and those here in person that may not be familiar with it, it's a time where if you don't have a role or a speech, that's okay. We give you 1 to 2 minutes to answer an impromptu question, right? Just something kind of off the cuff, because a lot of times we're gonna be prepared speakers, and other times we're gonna be put on the spot to speak quickly, but we wanna sound pretty collected at that time. Okay, so speech evaluations by Maria for Tom. We have an evaluation segment as well, 2 to 3 minutes after a speaker does their 5 to 7 minute speech. And then we're gonna have Chirag do an evaluation for Rhea, okay? At this time we have functionaries, so you don't always have to be a speaker in Toastmasters. You can sign up for a functionary role. And we have 4 main roles that we have here in this club and that are standard across the board. And our first is timer. So I know Phoebe and Melissa switched tonight, so Melissa, please come on up here. Talk to us about being a timer real quick. What is the role? What's the importance of it? And how will you help us tonight? Thank you, Melissa. Round of applause, please.
Good evening, everybody. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for my knowledge right handling of the timer. I couldn't help it. I gotta use my phone for this though because I'm new, so bear with me. I'm gonna be timing everybody who goes tonight that's doing a speech, right? I'm not gonna be timing when we do our on the fly table topics, is that correct?
We usually do, so
We do.
speeches, evaluations, and table topics.
Okay. So any icebreakers tonight? No, so I'm just gonna go right to speeches. Those are 5 to 7 minutes. When you're at the 6 minute mark, I'll hold up yellow, and when you're at the 7 minute, I'll hold up red. And for evaluators, you've got 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 30 seconds is when I hold up yellow, 3 minutes is when I'll hold up red. And table topics, we want about 1 minute. So if you go to 1 minute and 30 seconds, I'll hold up yellow, 2 minutes I would hold up red. General evaluator, 3 minutes is your ideal time, 4 minutes is yellow, and 5 minutes is red.
Yeah.
Does that sound like everybody?
Great.
Okay,
Great.
perfect, okay.
Knocked it out of the park.
All right.
Thank you, Melissa. Great job. Appreciate your help. So the meetings are designed around giving everyone the opportunity to speak if you want to. So you can have a formal scheduled speech, you can be a fill-in role, a functionary role, you can do table topics, but the point is, you can be here and you can observe, but you're gonna get more out of this experience if you participate in practice, right? And this is a safe zone. We call it our playground, our play box, our sandbox, whatever analogy you wanna use, and we can break stuff here, so when we go in the real world, we look like champs and we feel like champs. That's what we're here to do. Okay, so our second functionary, our awe counter, is Manjeez. Manjeez, please come on up here as the awe counter. Please come on up and let's welcome up Manjeez. And just tell us, real simple, what is the awe counter? How are you gonna help us today?
Sure. Hello, hi, good evening. I will be today our counter, which means that in speech if anyone use like or any filler word more than 2-3 times, I'll be counting, tracking, and reporting at end of the meeting. Okay, thank you.
Perfect, thank you. He'll be counting, he'll be watching, watch out. All right, he's a really nice guy. Yeah, usually when we get to 5+, we say, okay, 5+, not 17. But you know, sometimes we just say like or so or so many times that we don't even recognize it. It's crazy. And then once you're a Toastmaster, you start watching people being interviewed and you know, in an interview on a news channel, and they're like, you're thinking, wow, that's a lot of filler words. And they're on TV. That's amazing. You just start picking up on it. So we can use strategic pauses, and those are very powerful too. For presence, for emotional impact during our speech. You can turn up the volume, turn down the volume, all sorts of things we can do. All right, grammarian word of the day is going to be Phoebe. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Of course.
So taking this role is to practice your multitasking and also active listening skill. So I will try to find out the grammatical errors, as well as some creative and nice sentence and the use of words I will point it out. And the word of the day, correct me if my pronunciation is not correct, it's maladroit. Maladroit is an adjective that means incompetent or very awkward. It is usually used in formal speech and writing, and often describes people who lack skill in handling situations. The governor has been criticized for his maladroit handling of the budget. So thank you.
Thank you, Phoebe. And you know, it's no one takes anything personal here. We're not here to tear people down. We're here to build them up. So when we take on a role like grammarian, it can seem intimidating, but you know, celebrate the things that people said well and that were very smooth and eloquent, and you can write down things that sound a little maladroit, a little awkward, right? And then we can move past that. Our last functionary, general evaluator, Shirag. Come on up here, Shirag. What is a general evaluator? It's pretty self-explanatory, but why don't you get in the weeds for us?
Sure. So I would start out by saying that I used to feel maladroit, but after joining Toastmasters, I don't feel, I feel competent. All right, so general evaluation, couple of things I'll look for is the timeliness of the meeting, whether we started on time, ended on time, whether we introduced the visitors or guests, also how well we filled up the roles, how we, you know, the team volunteered to fill in roles. Overall, just look at how the speakers did and overall enthusiasm of the meeting, and then constructive feedback. So not just feedback for the being nice, but actually constructive feedback which can help the speakers improve. So that'll be my role as a general evaluator, and also evaluate the technology in our meeting. So,
Perfect, Chirag,
all right,
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that summary, appreciate it. All right, without further ado, we're gonna get into our speeches, but before we start, I talked about that magical thing called feedback. And around the room, we have these QR codes, so you can find one at the end, maybe we can pass them down the middle. But if you don't even have a QR code, you can go on your phone to losgatostoastmasters.org, and there's a link on there for speaker feedback form. What is that? We don't get feedback most of the time we're speaking in public, unfortunately. We don't know if we did good or bad. We don't know if we just felt nervous or we really looked nervous. We're not sure, right? So this QR goes to a Google form, which when you have a speech, Tom's gonna have a speech, Ria's gonna have a speech, we can put in anonymous feedback to those that had their moment tonight. And we take that and we upload it back to our Trello board so members can go back online and review the feedback. And usually they're pretty glowing reviews. I mean, it's a nice club. I mean, we struggle to give, I think, that hard, critique to our speakers. We want to get better at that, but usually I think people do better than they feel they did. Okay, so with that, everyone get that ready, please, on your phones. Go to our website or go to the QR. And a lot of us have been very smart about that and actually saved it as a bookmark on our phone if we're doing this frequent enough. And it's also in Trello. All right. Sometimes Tom can be a bit knowledge right.
Oh, no.
He's also our joke master. So I don't know if he has any tonight. He's focused on his speech. But just know he is the most competent legal professional in Los Gatos. So with that, Tom Bartese, come on up here. Inspire us. Tell us how to be a superhero with our speaking abilities and our Toastmaster experience and membership.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Tom.
Don't start the clock. I'm going to give a little thing on pathways first.
Thank you for saying
Okay. Because I have a tendency to run long, so I want to use all my time in an efficient way.
Okay.
So we talk about pathways, and this is one of my pathways speech. I'm actually on my second pathways. I finished effective coaching back in December, and now I'm on my second pathways, engaging humor. So tonight I'm on level 1 of my second pathways. This is project number 2. And the purpose or objective of this particular speech tonight is it's all about feedback. And the level 1 pathways projects are trying to introduce the members to the basics of Toastmasters, and getting speech feedback is one of the basics. So it's a 3-part project. Tonight I'll be presenting a speech on a topic, and then I will be receiving feedback from Maria tonight, but also from all of you, speaker feedback. And the third part of the project is to apply that feedback in a future speech. Okay, so very simple. So that's the overall objective. So tonight I'll be giving a speech on a topic about superpowers. I'll get the feedback, and then in a few weeks I'll give another speech and apply the feedback that I got tonight. Without further ado, start the clock. The title of my speech tonight is Becoming Clark Kent. We're all familiar with that comic book character, Clark Kent, the mild-mannered reporter for the Daily Planet newspaper, who on a moment's notice can step into a telephone booth and transform himself into that beloved superhero, Superman. You've all heard of Superman. With a wide array of superpowers at the ready, faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Yes, in a single bound. Superman. The proposition that I'd like to pose to you tonight is that becoming an accomplished and confident public speaker is in and of itself a superpower on par with the superpowers of some of our favorite superheroes. So what is a superpower? Well, simply put, it's a special, extraordinary ability that is seemingly beyond the reach of mere mortals. We have Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, Wonder Woman, the Black Panther. When any of these superheroes put their unique arsenal of powers at work, the public just stands by in awe and amazement. So why do I think becoming a confident public speaker is on par with these superpowers? Well, think about it. How special is it for someone to be able to do something that the average person is completely terrified of doing? That's why I think being a confident public speaker is a superpower. You know, we're all going to be called upon at times in our lives to stand up and speak, maybe to be at work in front of our supervisor or coworkers, maybe to be in front of a congregation or in a boardroom. Maybe it's a special event where we want to raise a glass and give a toast to a special someone, or a celebration of life where we want to remember a loved one. Those moments are coming, whether we realize it or not. And how special is it for us to be able to have the confidence to lean into those moments as opposed to shirking from those moments and standing back and being afraid to speak. So that's why I think public speaking with confidence, is such a powerful ability to have. Okay? But here's the thing. The most interesting thing about, I think, public speaking, and I want you to, this is the most important thing I'm going to say tonight, it's completely attainable by mere mortals. Unlike all these other superpowers, this superpower is completely attainable by me and by all of you. Okay, I wasn't born with this superpower, believe me. I've been a member of Toastmasters for 4 years now, but before I joined Toastmasters, I was very maladroit with my presentations. That's saying it lightly. I was terrified. I couldn't stand up here and speak like this. So how did I gain this superpower? Well, I joined Toastmasters, and I come on a regular basis for 4 years. I participated, taking big roles and small roles, any role at all. I've given speeches, very awkward speeches at the very beginning, and now where I feel totally confident giving speeches. This is actually my 32nd speech in Toastmasters. So I'm applying myself. And I do the extra things. I participate in Toastmaster contests. I mentor new members and things of that nature. So I go the extra mile. But the biggest thing that has provided my growth with public speaking is to seek out opportunities outside the club and speak. So over these 4 years, I've officiated at 2 weddings. I've spoken at 2 celebrations of life. One of them actually required me to walk up to a stage, to a podium with a microphone and looking out at people, something that I could never have envisioned doing before joining Toastmasters. I appeared in a courtroom in front of a judge, and it was a character reference for a good friend of mine. These are the opportunities that have provided me with the most growth. And now I can't even envision public speaking opportunity that I would shy away from at this point. So I guess in some ways, at least when it comes to public speaking, I've become a bit of this Clark Kent character who can transform himself into this public speaking superhero at any time. Just simply with the ability to stand up on my own 2 feet and speak with confidence. How cool is that? But what about you? What are you going to do when those moments of opportunity come knocking, where there's a need to speak up, stand up and speak with confidence? Are you going to be the one hiding in the crowd, looking around, hoping that someone else comes to the rescue? Or are you going to be that superhero that steps out of the crowd and raises their hand? Are you going to step into your mental telephone booth and shed yourself of those fear-based disguises that we all wear and morph into this public speaking superhero that I believe lies within all of us? All to the awe and amazement of our friends and family and coworkers and others. The choice is yours, but just remember, with this very special power, not even the sky will be the limit. Thank you.
Nice, Tom. Always an inspiration. And I think we have all had those moments where maybe we wanted to say something or a little bit more. I know personally, not just at work, but at my grandfather's celebration of life. I remember being there in the big hall where everyone was eating. It was quite awkward. Kind of a weird day after his funeral, but there was an empty podium and slides of him going in the background. And I remember thinking, someone has to kick this off. And I'm ready with my notes right now. I know exactly what I want to say. Before Toastmasters, I would have never thought to get up there. But once I was able to break the ice, my uncle came up, and then my aunt. Then an uncle that I thought had nothing to say came up and shared some really beautiful stories. So whatever it is that you want to contribute to, this will help you to do that. And it's not about being the loudest voice in the room or the person that always speaks. It's about feeling more at ease when you want to or when you need to. That's what it's about. Right? All right, so thank you, Super Pie. I love that. One more time for Tom Bartesi. Just about every time. But Tom's a pro, doesn't need any notes, very professional with his presentation. Let us give him some feedback. 1 to 2 minutes to type in the feedback for Tom, members and guests, even those that are on YouTube right now. You can go to losgatostoastmasters.org, click on that speaker feedback link, and we will get to our next meeting presentation in 2 minutes. Wrap up our comments. All right, at this time, we will be introducing our second speaker, Ria Wang. Ria came to us a couple months ago, already a Toastmaster. She is a world traveler, a serial entrepreneur, a self-made woman, and she is an inspiration to us all. And we can't wait to hear your speech, Purification of the Mind. Ria Wang, everybody.
Thank you, dear Toastmasters. Before I speak, I want to share a few thoughts. I want to say, when I come to America 17 years ago, I don't speak any English. Every time I come up to speak, I have the fear of people don't understand me, and also I don't understand what I'm speaking. So my challenging is with the pronunciation and also with the lack of knowing about the words, how to speak, how to express myself, deliver clear message. But as years practice, especially in here, I grew so much. I found out the speak is not how perfect about my language, it's the energy, how do I deliver it. So that's what a little bit I want to share before I speak a little. My dear Toastmasters, I'm so glad I'm come back. And some of you already know I went out for 10 days silence meditation. In that 10 days, every day I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, meditating over 10 hours until 9 p.m. So I cannot do stretching, even just sitting. I cannot do writing because that will be disrupt the mind. All the things I do is breathing and sitting. And there also is in the morning, we do have a break. In the morning, we have 45 minutes for breakfast, just yoga and oatmeal. Then lunch is a salad. Have some rice, but I didn't. After 11:45 a.m., there's no food, so nothing. As new students, some people going to there, so in the evening, 5 to 6 o'clock, we call the tea time. So people have some fruit. I see some new students, they stuck with 3 apples, 3 oranges, fear about, when you get hungry. For me, as old students, that this is my 3rd time, so I just pick up hot tea or hot water. And that is in the 10 days, I lose 7 pounds. It's a great place to lose weight if you want the weight lose program. But the purpose is not about losing weight. The purpose is about how to purification of my mind, how to still with myself look within instead get overwhelming outside of the world. You know, in our life, in our daily life, we always have things happens. Example, when I was in day 4 in there, have big snow, then the tree crushed. The tree crushed in the house, then crushed in the car. So on the day 4, I was think, oh shoot, my car is got a tree on the top. Then I said, well, what I can do, I'm the silenced. I cannot call. I cannot go out in the mountain, so what I can do? Okay, sit, that's meditating, then move on with my positive attitude. Over 40 million people in United States have anxiety and stress disorder. And there is 17% of kids from 3 to 17 have showing up the anxiety disorders. And most symptoms develop with before age 21. So we live in this daily life, every day concentrate with things around us, cause stress. Something maybe just simple things. Example, we come to here for Toastmasters. The purpose to join the Toastmasters, we want to improve our speaker skill, get confidence. But when we come up, we get nervous, we get so scared, then we start criticizing ourselves. Oh, I cannot do this. Oh shoot, I didn't doing this so well. So that negative thoughts can be transferred, stay in our body, stay in our mind, that can keep going on. How many thoughts, in a second we can thinking? So I want to do exercise with you guys is just close your eyes for seconds. Now open your mind, open your eyes. I will ask Chris, what is in your mind?
I'm just peaceful right now.
Oh, that's
Content.
beautiful. Then Ray, do you have any thoughts in your mind?
Just feeling relaxed.
Feel relaxed.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. I think we Toastmaster people is all peaceful people. Right? A lot of time when we're sitting there, you can think, oh, I need to go to bank deposit my check. Oh my gosh, that person I work with terrible. I don't like it with that way. Oh, your thoughts just keep going over again. So many stress in our life, sometimes too much the thoughts, too much noise. We forgot, we lost the purpose, what is most important things in our life. So that's 10 days for myself. So within, I'm concentrate with looking for what is my heart wanted. It's not what people tell me what they want. It's not my thought, my mind tell me, oh, you need to do something. It's what my heart wanted. Through years practiced, through years, the study, travel around the world, study with all the masters. So the purification of my mind is not just for my own good. Also, I bring that positive thoughts to the society. I help my clients who stopped the panic attack. I helped my clients who move on with abused relationship. I help the clients who doesn't have a clear mind, doesn't know what to do to set up the clear mind and with really positive thoughts, move forward, living the life with more health lifestyle. So before I end this speak, it's not just inspiration for all of us. Also, I want to bring a little tool for all of you to use in your daily life that can help you calm down your mind, also calm down your nerve. Find a little peace in the daily life. Are you ready to know?
Yes.
Yes.
It's really simple. I just teaching my clients today. That's one I've been teaching. My clients been with me for a while, but teaching her from twice panic attack a month to no panic attack. That is very simple. It's just my clients tell me, "Oh, you teach me that's the square." He tell me, "Oh, box exercise." I said, "Wow, that's cute. I even don't know that's called box exercise," because she think about the 4 box. So it's simple, so you can practice it at home. Just when you inhale through your nose, not through your mouth, inhale, count 4, then hold it, count 4, exhale, count 4, then pass, count 4. So think about that 4 square like the box. So the reason is not about just count 4 or the breathing exercise, is the holding and the pass, create the gap to have your mind and your body complete the rest. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Maria came to us, she said, "I want you to hold me accountable. I want to be a TED speaker one day." I think you're on your way. And I love your courage, I love your message, and your poise, and your delivery. And reminding us that delivery is so important when we're connecting on an emotional level with our audience. So thank you for doing that. Let's give Rhea some feedback to encourage her and to help her in the future. And we'll just go right back to that QR code and that Google Sheet and spend 1 to 2 minutes on that. Okay, we'll wrap up our comments. Okay. At this time, we have table topics. Danwin is not able to be with us here tonight, but I thought it'd be fun. I could just do an impromptu table topics. Everyone would have the same prompt. You'd have some time to think about it if you're sitting down. Usually we have different prompts and ideas for everybody, but for our guests and our returning guests and our members who don't have a role tonight, it's an opportunity. I was thinking 2 to 3 people we have time for. And the prompt is to talk about in 1 to 2 minutes the theme of speaking as a superpower. So what would you do with that superpower? if you could consistently practice and feel like a super speaker, what would you use that for? Preferably good versus evil, but what would you use that for? What would you use it for? So we usually volunteer people, but I'll just say, do we have any volunteers tonight? We're here to practice. What would you use your super speaking ability for? Maybe business, maybe inspiration for your clients, maybe anything. What would it be? All right, Ray, you're coming up here. You kick us off. You always do a great job. Come on, Ray. Ray Thomas. 1 to 2 minutes.
I was trying to keep my head down, taking.
I know. I hate this segment too, but it's so exciting.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Great question. What would I use my what was it?
Your speaking superpower. What would you use that for?
Yeah, so I would use it for my business, delivering messages to my guys. I run a crew of contractors, so I would use it in that sense. I'm also in real estate, like Chris mentioned, so speaking to clients, speaking to a room full of people like this would be great. I think one day I would like to give speeches and influence people for the better and talk about personal development, changing, not having a fixed mindset, and just influencing people and maybe inspiring people, like Rhea and Tom today. Those were great speeches. And I think with my girls, my 2 little girls, I think I would like to use my superpower to influence them and teach them and inspire them to do great things in the world. So thank you.
Good job. Thank you, Ray. Look at this. Girl dad, just like me. Two wonderful, bright little girls at home. And they're just going to take over the world. It's coming. Watch out. Watch out. And something like building a home or those things that have to happen. I've even thought about, we have a home, but building another one, I go, I don't want to deal with it. It's too much work. But that's a fixed mindset. Those things can all be overcome with expertise and experience, just like public speaking. Second speaker tonight. Second speaker. Come on, I know you're here to support your mom. Come on, and you're a great speaker. Come on up here, please, and talk about what you would do if you felt. You probably feel great already, but what would you do with that super speaking ability? What would you use it for? Come on, 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 come on. Anna Rose is next, okay? She's not getting out of there. She's saying something I heard about it, but it's not.
Okay.
Just a minute. 1 minute.
If I had a superpower for public speaking, I would probably help people who can't speak their voice. I'm a graphic designer, so I do a lot of like visual things. I like to tell stories with visuals, and that's helps me understand better, and I know helps a lot of other people to understand better with visuals. So I would communicate with people who can't really express themselves with more like pictures and graphics like that, and then I would use my superpower to help them speak.
I love it. Good
That's
job.
it.
Thank you. All about getting those thoughts and those experiences out, right? Sometimes it's pictures and images and feelings versus just words in a certain language. Anna Rosa, come up here, please. Talk a little bit about your business, but what would you do with your superpower? With that, or maybe even beyond that?
Okay, so with the superpower of public speaking, I think one of the things that public speaking helps you to do, primarily in being timed and thinking of saying things clearly, is it improves our communication, personally and professionally. And so in our personal lives, whether that's with our spouse, significant other, our kids, improving that communication where we can really be clear about what we're saying and choose our words carefully and not just go off on different tangents, but actually move things forward and seek to be understand before being understood, as Stephen Covey talks about. I think that that's important. I also think for me, particularly in bringing out the best in my clients as I work with them and really helping them to articulate what their vision is and their purpose, being clear in what I'm saying to help draw that out, to help them be clear in what they are trying to convey and the way they are trying to impact the world. I think it just gives outward and it gives back too. So.
Great job. Great job. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bring out the best in everyone. That's what every great coach does. And I think one of my future speeches will talk about the greatest coaches across the different sports arenas. I think Tom will like that very much. So thank you for doing that. We're not going to be voting on anyone tonight. Typically we put down one name that really knocked it out of the park for table topics, but that was really fun. And when I was thinking, before I had my peaceful thought that Rhea talked to me about, I was thinking it's so amazing how we all come together and we learn so much from one another. And we just pick up on so many different perspectives. And you talked about speaking and inspiring people. You talked about cleansing the mind and doing that in different ways. And that there's always, it's so dynamic, the experiences that we do have here. So it's always ever changing. And we always have new members coming in and some others that are departing, and that's okay, right? Okay, so we will get on to submit any of your feedback for speaker 1 and 2. Thank you, Madam President, for reminding me about that. So that is recorded on our Google form intake. We are running up on time, so let us bring up Maria to give 2 to 3 minutes of speaker evaluation for Tom Bartese. All right, Maria.
So, Tom, thank you very much for your inspirational speech, and I really like to be evaluator of a perfect speaker because I learned a lot, and I try not just to listen to for pleasure, for inspiration, but be like picky sometimes, but really knowing that your pathway is called engage in humor, I was waiting for humor. And you prepared us. The purpose was about feedback, so you asked us, everybody, for feedback, and I'm giving my feedback as I saw it. Engaging part, I really like how you engage with the audience with imagined question that I didn't ask even, but you really, I really like that. It's very moving in the speech. Great voice variety. I mean, you're a professional already. What can I say? I just give the ideas for our viewers. Great speech variety, voice variety, meaningful movements, right? Leaning and going there, and then different mimic, like facial mimic, serious, smiling, like very meaningful and powerful. I really liked the name of your speech, Becoming Clark Kent, and how you said that it's superpower, but it's attainable. So you didn't name it becoming a superhero, no, but the human name, right? It's attainable. It's essential human skill to communicate. So public speaking is just communicating with more people. Engaging in how to say, peace of mind, just meaningful pause here. And I really like how you asked, what about you in the end, and engaging us viewers and listeners to think about our path, to think about our pathways, to think about our purpose here in Toastmasters, what we are coming for here. So thank you for the reminder and encouragement for us to move forward with a purpose.
Thoughtful feedback for Tom. It's hard to critique Tom, it really is. We can all get better in different ways. And nice recovery. It must have felt like an eternity, but it was only like 1 second. So it happens to everybody. No big deal. All right, well, let's get on to our second evaluator, Shirag. We'll keep it brief, but 2 to 3 minutes for Rhea. Shirag, what is your feedback for Rhea?
yeah, great speech. Really liked the title, and I was already looking forward to hear your speech. And I was curious because I knew you went for a 10-day retreat. So thanks for sharing a very personal story. Your speech was very clear from the get-go. You kind of explained what you're going to talk about, and then you started your speech. Overall, like how you shared your like a day, typical day from morning to like evening, like to the tea time. So that was great. I liked the examples that you gave. The car example. I was almost thinking, oh, what must be going through your mind when the tree fell on during your time there. So that was a great example. Just kind of gets us, the audience, start to think about it. You also gave another example about the Toastmasters. So that, I like the way you gave the examples, and how you did also kind of help let us participate in an exercise, which was like a 2-second, thinking what's going through our minds. One thing that stuck with me when you said, "What's in my heart?" Not what people want me to do or what they are thinking, but what's in my heart. And that's a great tip, to take from this. And then also that you shared that positive thoughts to society. So that was a great saying. Couple of things that I would say on improving is so moving around. I feel usually you're pretty dynamic. You move around, but during this speech you were just you're pretty still. You didn't really move around. So I would suggest that you could move around and feel more relaxed. The other thing I would suggest is you did talk about like your day and experience, but I feel you could have enhanced it by like setting up like what was the room like, or what was like, give us some visuals, right? Like some graphics where, okay, I was in the mountains and it was like the mountain air and it was cool air, something like that. So that kind of gives us like experience, make us experience it more even closely. Or when there's a sunrise and then we woke up, it was still dark, or things like that. So I would suggest that maybe you can, next time you can add details of that sort. And a tip I would say is like, in my previous work they said, just add an adverb or adjective to anything you're going to say. So let's say if you're talking about it was very, just use some adjective. I cannot think of an example, but use some adjectives and adverbs. So that would be my recommendation. So thank you.
Great point. I was also thinking, where were you? Trees falling, it's snowing. Where was this event at? Where was it?
It's 3-4 hours north of California.
Okay, all right.
So past Napa.
That sounds peaceful. I'll have to do that. All right. Well, at this time, we will be thanking our evaluators for their detailed comments on our speakers. That's what we do here, but we also have that feedback that everyone's given tonight, and we'll give those back to our speakers later on. Let's wrap this up with our functionary reports. We have our timer tonight, who is Melissa. Please come on up here, Melissa, and give us a breakdown of how we did tonight on timing. Melissa.
Hi. Beautiful speeches. It's fun to hear from everybody. So, Tom, you're at 6:14. It's Rhea, you're at 8 minutes. And for our speech evaluation, speech evaluators, Maria, you were at 2 minutes 50 seconds. And Shirav, you were at 2:40. Oh, and our table topics. Ray, you were at 1 minute 6 seconds. And then remind me your name. Sophia. I hit the timer a little late, so you were about 30 seconds. And then Anna Rose, you were at 1 minute 4.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Melissa.
Yeah.
Speakers, we try to keep them at minimum 5, max 7. Our table topics 1 to 2 minutes, and evaluators 2 to 3 minutes. So, but some of our speeches are special ones which go 15 to 20 minutes at times. So going back to pathways, that's the idea of the progressive path that you have. But Basecamp is the digital environment you get access to with your Toastmasters membership, and you pick your pathway, and then you'll see those projects queued up in a module sort of environment, right? And you know exactly what you need to do, but you have the freedom to to be flexible within that project itself. Okay. All right, so our next one will be all counter. Majis, how did we do with our ums, our ahs, our fillers?
Hello, good evening. The record of the filler word is Ria, well done, no filler words there. I did not encounter any like or anything. Mr. Tom, you were using a all before you start your time, but after that was wonderful. I did not encounter any all. That was 3 times before the time starts.
Thank you.
And now Maria, I love hearing your word on. It was more than 5 times. And Mr. Chirag, I also love your word and like that was more than 5 times. Thank you.
He's holding you accountable, but he's not going to crush you. Plus, and it's with respect, Mr. Chirag. I like that.
Good, yeah.
I like that. Nice touch. Softens the blow. Grammarian. All right, grammarian will be Phoebe. Come on up. How do we do? Maladroit. Mullins. And other things.
Yeah, I haven't heard anyone use the Maladroit other than you use it a few times. Oh, you are, well, Tom did.
Melissa.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
Melissa too.
Chirag also used it. I thought you
Yeah.
used well.
Oh wow! So my mind was all Tom and Ria. So for Tom, I didn't detect any grammatical errors, but I did have 2 very nice takeaways. So number 1, the beautiful phrase was arsenal unique power, right? And the second one is the special power is totally attainable. You are absolutely correct, because I still remember when you first joined, right? Compared to today where you are, huge difference. So I need to practice hard so to follow that for sure. And Ria, so just one small correction is so the purpose of the so in regards to your retreat, you mentioned about the purpose of the retreat is not about losing weight versus losing weight. So all about losing weight, about always ing added. And one more thing I would like, also my takeaway and beautifully said was, for speech, it's not about how perfect you speak. It's all about the energy you deliver, which you did very well. Well done, thank you.
Thank you, Phoebe. Very true. They're not going to remember what you say, it's really how you say it, right? How you made them feel. Very interesting. All right. Let's take it away with our general evaluator, Chirag. Chirag, come up here, kind of give us an assessment of the meeting overall.
So again, overall, great meeting. Thanks for everyone for stepping up to fill in the roles. We had some open roles at the beginning of the meeting, so appreciate everyone volunteering for that. Overall, meeting started on time. The guests were introduced and felt welcome. I hope you did feel welcome to this club. Great, the organized, I would say, agenda. And thanks to Chris for having the live. This is something we are trying for the first time, so it's a great, great accomplishment for the club. Great speeches, without saying. Tom, obviously one of the best speakers on our club, and then Ria, new and upcoming speaker who's very inspiring. So thank you for that. The functionaries did great. Manjeesh, Melissa, thanks for stepping up. I mean, this was your first time, and you guys did great. Manjeesh, I liked how you actually gave the feedback for our counter. That was something very unique, where you said, I loved, that you went over 5. So that was really kind of creative, so really nice. And then Phoebe, that was out of your comfort zone with the grammarian, but you did a great job. As far as the table topics, Sophia, thanks for volunteering, and then Ana Rosa again, thank you for participating. Yeah, that's it. Just one thing I wanted to say. I want to encourage everyone to take on the evaluation roles, either the speech evaluation or general evaluation. It helps us improve our listening skills. It'll help you pay attention, and even when you are giving a speech, it'll make you conscious of what the evaluator might be looking for. So don't underestimate these roles. These are really, really very helpful roles and help you become a better speaker. So thank you for that.
All right, Chirag, thank you. Well, I must say goodbye to all of you for this evening as your Toastmaster. Being the Toastmaster is always an honor. It's always fun. It's a dynamic role. You get to kind of be a little loose. You're the MC of the meeting. You get to do little transitional phrases in between different speakers and help it all run well and help everyone feel comfortable. So I encourage all of you to become Toastmasters in the future or visit us again for multiple times as guests when you're ready to make that next step in your progress. Then visit us. We're here. We're in your community. Go to LosGatosToastmasters.org. You can visit us always virtually or in person. We'd love to see you in person now. And in the summer, we take out the PA and a mic and we get behind the Los Gatos Library Park, Pageant Park in the back right. It's a beautiful setting and a totally dynamic environment. All right? So talk to me or any of us here if you'd like to join. And thank you for attending our first spring Los Gatos Toastmasters open house on YouTube and Zoom and here in person. With that, I want to welcome back up to close us out our club president, Maria.
Thank you, everybody. I feel pure joy about today's meeting, really. It was so smooth, thank you, Chris. And to be honest, I was listening to you, your speeches were so beautiful, so smooth, so meaningful, connections. It's really a masterful Toastmaster role presented today, I think.
Thank you.
And in my evaluation, I purposefully acted as maladroit and stopped for a moment to illustrate that when you feel uncomfortable, you just go inside your mental telephone booth
Nice. Yeah.
to create and get together and be at peace, purify your mind, and continue with your speech to deliver purposeful, meaningful vision speeches. And thank you for the supportive environment of the club. It really makes it easier and attainable to practice our superpowers in public speaking. Thank you.
Meeting adjourned.
And how we wrap it down, wrap it up.
Yeah.
The meeting is ended. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, it was really nice, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pass this here.
For the
Goodbye.